a stand-up comedy show, they keep the light and the audience completely switched off. You've seen, right? Only there will be a focus light on the comedian. The audience side will be fully switched off. You know the reason?
They want to get attention. He wants to get attention, more attention from the audience.
See the reaction.
Sorry?
You don't want to really see the reaction.
Normally, people tend to laugh when they are not seen. If you're very conscious, you wouldn't laugh. Right? And it is infectious or contagious. So that's why they keep the light dark, so when you are laughing, nobody knows that other than you that you are laughing. And then everybody will laugh. That's the basic reason. So when Sridhar was asking to switch off the light, I was wondering if I'm doing stand-up comedy here on the audience side. Now, can all of you take your mobile and log into mentimeter.com? Spelling is MENTIMETER.com. And don't worry if you are not a Toastmaster and all that. I'm going to ask a few questions more to drive home a point. And then if it is asking for a code, put that code 48204544. Has anybody got it? Everybody got it? Any challenges? Mentimeter.com 48204544.
Can you repeat it?
48204544. What does it say? Okay, good. Now, there will be one question. If you have already joined in, now you will have the first question. So please type what is the answer and submit. Did you submit? Anybody? Word count per second, okay. All of you please respond quickly. Even if you don't know it is okay. Because the idea is that I want to drive home a point, that's all. Don't know, very good. I'm happy with that answer. But I will not know who's responding, so don't worry. I don't have the names or number here. Right? Don't worry about it. No, it's fine. It's fine. Perfectly fine. Be honest. Don't know what champion of this speaking. Words catch per second. Word contest or problem speaking. Okay, it's fine. So 17 responses good enough. So let me go to the next question. Who's the current WCPS? If you don't know, you don't know. Don't worry. Don't Google, please. I don't know will be the maximum answer. PM Sridhar Ranganathan. Who's that? This big person should be rewarded. So I'll cursor likhit bana favorite. No idea, I don't know. Darren A, okay. Okay, 14 responses. Any more? Quickly, don't know is don't know, no problem. Okay, so majority don't know. Who's the 2024 Wordsmiths Club AC speech winner? Don't know, please, quickly. Put it. Useless. Very good. Okay, I'm sure. Remember the next question. Who is the current champion of ISC for district 100? Don't know, please. I deliberately put this kind of a cloud, this one. It's like Nota, I think, in the election. Quickly, 10 responses anymore. Yeah, the size of the thing indicates that many have voted for that. And my name is in the third now. And maybe if you take the spelling difference, it's fine. 11. A few more. A few more quickly. We'll stop when it comes to 17. Which one is the right sequence? This actually, whether it is club area district division, club division area district, club area division district, club district area division. Okay, so I can't expect more because of the not contributed. How many of you found the quiz very interesting? Right? What point I want to drive home is most of us got the answers wrong, except for the first one, which is WCPS. Right? And you may ask, think that okay, there are a lot of guests who are there, a lot of people who have come from other Toastmasters. That's the precise point that I want to drive. In any context, what is important is not the names that we actually put to the titles that we have. So why should we be embarking into this journey of public speaking? Why should we be embracing this contest? These questions will come in people's mind, right? So I put a few questions. I'm sure most of you will be able to reflect this, especially who have joined the Toastmasters fraternity already, somebody who's basically coming here for the first time or a few meetings. What is this contest all about? So much people are talking about and all that. The question that runs in people's mind is, am I really a contest level speaker? Correct? When I'm coming to the club and all that, why should I be participating in a contest? And the second question is, how is a contest speech different from regular speeches? How do I select a topic to speak? How to script the speech? How do I ace delivery? What if I fail? How many times should I contest? When can I be sure I will win? And these are some questions that run in people's mind when you are participating or when you get to hear about contests. Okay. Now, I'm going to talk about my journey, which will probably answer some of these questions. And towards then, we will revisit these questions and see if did it answer or not. And that's very important. And keep also the quiz that we had in mind. Now, my journey, international speech contest, is this. Okay, I'm very proud to put this. And again, this will drive an answer. I started my Toastmasters journey somewhere at the end of 2005, and ever since, this is how my participation has been. Now you know the sequence. club, area, division and district. So all those questions will get answered here as well. Club, area, division and district. And 2006, 7, 8 and 9 I had to take a break, and after that every single year except the area here where I was area director, I was participating in contest in international speech contest. This is how I have been. And if you notice in 2006, I got disqualified at the district final. There are reasons for you to get disqualified. I had a full-fledged speech, the same speech which I actually had given in the club, area and division level. That time area and division went together. And then finally at the district level, because I finished the speech in 3.5 minutes. I was standing on stage and I was blabbering something and I didn't even know when did I finish my speech. I realized the green card also had not come. And if you are speaking less than 4.5 minutes, you are disqualified. If you are speaking above 7.5 minutes, you are disqualified. In that contest, I got disqualified, and I experienced, or I realized that public speaking was the world's greatest fear at that time when I was talking in front of a 500 plus audience in Colombo when I was there at that level. And I was even thinking, is it really worth pursuing this? Right? Why should I put myself to all this? In 2006, I was already head of marketing for a multinational company. 400 plus people were reporting to me. I was handling a 500 crore business. I was traveling all over the world. I was flying high. I was wondering, why should I subject myself to all that, right? And go experience dry mouth on the stage, butterflies in the stomach, and let it keep lying as it is. Why should I go and feed those butterflies and all that, right? Those questions were running in my mind. But somewhere, some of the senior Toastmasters pulled me back again, and then I did not place in the district final. Thereafter, there has been a lot of interesting stuff that had happened. And beyond that, I participated in humorous and evaluation as well. And this is another revelation. Many people wonder, how can I be humorous, right? And I'm sure all of you have been judging already. This guy is so grumpy. In fact, I remember in Wordsmiths only, there was one Toastmaster who came as guest for 3-4 meetings, and then she became a member as well. After 4-5 meetings, she was made as my mentee. Right now she's in the US, so I can talk about her. And then once, first interaction that I had, she told me, Sridhar, 3 meetings, you were coming and sitting next to me, and I didn't even have the guts to turn towards you and speak. You say hello also. You were looking so serious. I was so scared that what will happen if I speak to you. Seriously. And that's how stoic and grumpy I am. And imagine somebody like me winning humorous speech contest year after year until I decided not to participate in any more humorous speech contest. And I went up to district level as well. Evaluation, I won and I stopped. And then table topics, I participated in humorous till I decided not to pursue table topics. So you may be wondering, why do I do all this? Why should I be participating in contest? What did I achieve? And I still have not become the world champion of public speaking. So thanks to those people who put my name world champion in public speaking, and I wish that it comes true one day soon. Now, there is a judging criteria in the contest when you are doing international speech contest. Content has 50%, delivery has 30%, and then language has 20%. So that's how the international speech contest is evaluated. If you want to know, how can I participate in the contest? How should I be winning? Content has 50%, delivery has 30%, language has 20%. Now the most important thing is, it all started with one speech that I gave. Somewhere when I was in Kathmandu, I did a Google search on Mount Everest, and then I found out something about George Mallory. And I found some interesting facts about that person. Came and gave a table topic speech in the club level, in the club meeting. I found people liked it, and thereafter I built it and brought out the international speech contest speech model because it's there. And if you look at this, I actually want to spend a lot of time on this. And I have one more slide like this which I have not used, and I know for the next 15-20 years I can keep giving international speech if I have to really decide that, right? And what the observation has to come from a mother. And what a mother says, you can't beat it. And I was stunned. He beat a 25,000-30,000 rupees just 20 years back, and then he said nothing matters. And then her observation is very important. And thereafter, I started observing a few things at home. One morning, my son started crying. He was just 3 years or 4 years old at that time. He started crying. So my wife woke up at 5 o'clock, made milk and came back and gave it to him and he consumed and then went off to sleep. Exactly 24 hours later, 5 o'clock the next day, he was crying. I wanted to impress my wife, if not my son. So I went, made milk and came and gave it to him. She said, no, he's not crying for me. The mother was crying the same day actually. No difference. And she said, no, he's not crying for milk. And then she did something, he went off to sleep and he didn't take the milk that I gave her. So I was wondering, and then suddenly she looked at his eyes and said, no, he's not okay. And I look at the eyes and I find there's no difference. The eyes look the same what it was earlier. And in 15 minutes time he'll vomit. I was not even sure how did my wife know that this guy has something in his eyes and she is able to predict vomiting through his eyes. So I was really stunned. Then I looked at many things, I introspected on a lot of things, and then I found out that there is a difference that this wonderful person has called mother. And she is a very different human being when it comes to that role of being a mother, irrespective of what she does in the other person. That
can make it a prepared speech. How long did this journey take? I'm saying from 2006 when you got disqualified, and then probably I'm saying 2012 or 13 when you won. It's 6 long years. During that time, I'm curious to know what you did.
see, we keep experimenting, right? And there is one education session which I give. How did I have this metamorphosis from experiencing this is the world's greatest fear to become the world's greatest pleasure, right? If it is happening in 6 months, it would have disappeared in another 6 months, I feel. Because it took that 6 years, including a 2 years of break that I had to take because of my career shift and all that, I felt that I was becoming more and more realistic in my approach. So I felt, I keep humorously telling people, saying that I thought using some phenomenal words in my script would help. I did that also. In fact, I started learning one word a day. Of course, now Ishwaran is there, he makes our job very simple. He puts one day, at that time he used to read Hindu paper and then put one word, write the meaning and all that, right? And 30 days. Imagine for somebody who has not done all that, having 30 different words is like a jackpot. So I thought this time I should prepare a speech and give it. So I put all the possible words in one speech and I went and delivered a CC6 speech in my club. The evaluator came and told me, Sridhar, your speech was excellent, but next time give a speech in English, he said. Correct? Because they did not understand many of the words that I used, though it was all English. Then I realized, okay, how can you make it very simple? So that's one experience I had. And same with body language, and same with, I used to have significant pressure on my moment I think of body language. And I was really true when I told you that body goes in direction, language goes in another direction. Because imagine I have to sync both. I can probably write the content very well. Now I have to realize in 2013, maybe that's why it was very obvious and he noticed it. Though I actually coming out humorous, maybe out of in the nervousness, maybe when I was contesting, I did not go there. Correct? Though I placed it and I told that is the house, I probably did not do it properly in the nervousness that I had. Now I don't care. But it doesn't matter. Even if things I'm going to my neighbor's house, it's not his problem, right? That is how I take it. It's my style. And I use generic things now. Way back, you know what had happened? My friend is sitting on the wall. You may ask, how can the wall be so high? That's the how high my wall was. It doesn't bother me much, right? And that's how I evolved, I'm saying. And it took that many years. I call this the whistling paradigm. Right? How many of you know how to whistle? You know, right? So when you put your finger into the mouth and this is the first time, you'll only get a gush of air out, right? It takes time. Suddenly, after a number of attempts that you take, and once you will get a clean sound. That's a bliss. And thereafter, even after 10 years, you put your hand in the mouth, you'll be a whistler forever. Now, I did not go and do a surgery to my finger and do some physiological correction to my tongue and all that, right? Maybe somewhere the mind brought in some neurological correction and physiological changes which helped me align, and once I became a whistler, I became a whistler forever. And so is public speaking. There are certain aspects of speaking, you will overcome that forever. But it requires that many attempts. If I had stopped even one attempt before, that whistle wouldn't have happened. So similarly, as many attempts that you make, you can keep putting. then you will actually overcome that. You will then conquer. And today, why is that? Even in a CMA conference where they have chartered accountants and cost accountants, accomplished people, I don't have the fear. Right? And that's how it got transformed. So it might have taken 5-6 years, it might take longer. Even though there are certain aspects of speaking I wouldn't have conquered. I may know when I see the last year speech, even the way I walk one step today, when I see it, I don't like it. So that's the correction I will bring in. Yeah.
So, if you take a particular speech, do you focus, I understand it's a mix of everything, but do you take anything as the golden border? Like in this particular speech that I'm going to deliver, I'm going to focus only on the body language. But this speech requires more of, voice modulation. That's going to be the hero of the speech. Do you have those kind of pointers before you go to the stage?
So, what will help dialogues to come out very well? Right? Dialogues will basically enhance your body language. Vocal variety. There are 3 things in vocal variety. One is your volume, tone, and pitch. When you are giving a message, you cannot be screaming. Honesty is the best policy. You cannot speak like that, right? That has to be in your own style. Honesty is the best policy. And when you want to deliver a punchline, love is not a noun. You do that pause. When you are giving a message, right, and the rate goes down. But when you are talking about the dog chasing, you cannot be slow in that pace, right? And you have to bring in that speed. So how do you bring in that vocal variety? And when your father is shouting at you, and you actually bring in that vocal variety. When I say shut up, shut up. I couldn't respond. Can you see the contrast in just two statements? So what vocal variety basically brings, dialogues have one thing, narratives have one style, messages have another style. So dialogues happen in the actual way, narratives happen in an average speed, and messages happen in a much lower rate or tone, which will make people, it will be very hurtful. That's all it is. And similarly in body language, if that people should be able to vividly see what is happening. When you show that you are running, people should see that you are running. And body language also, my mentor taught me that you cannot think that the audience are fools. For example, if I come and tell you, drink water, you know this is how you drink water. You don't have to say that. Whereas when I am talking about the dog speech, I tell them saying that the dog's eyes and my eyes met each other. That was a perfect icebreaker. Right? So that's the body language. That's all. You actually bend down a bit and you know that you are going to the dog's level and you are seeing it. And that's good enough. And I jump, turn around and say, run. I don't have to run. If you show like this, you mean it is running. Again, in your own style, how you do it, you can do it. Did I answer?
Can kindly suggest some good public speakers to seek inspiration from your speech?
Sridhar, Ranganathan. See, a lot of people, in our own fraternity, there are plenty of people. Like if you look at World Champion, most of the speeches are very good. So you can really find people.
You can give a handful, just whatever comes.
Craig Valentine is good. Our Dhananjay, is extremely good. Aditya Maheshwaran is good. These are people in the fraternity itself, I am saying.
Sir, so here, sir, how to balance between career and Toastmasters? Because I have experience last year when I was preparing for the ISC contest. The morning I get up, my thought will be about my topic. At daytime also, when I work my career, my thought will be that topic. Even before going to bed, the last thought will be that topic. I found myself that is disturbing my career. So how to balance it? How to work on that, sir?
A yoga teacher asked me this question. Because many people come and ask, how much time should I give for yoga? I'm sure you have a tremendous answer. Because if I keep on doing yoga, you will not be flexible in life. Right? You become rigid. So I ask this question to people: how much importance you will give in terms of percentage to Toastmasters in life? How much importance? Percentage. Out of 100, what percentage do you give? 25%? You said, okay, 25%. Now I am saying for a 25% importance, can you give 5% time? Is it a fair ask? Right? I am asking you to invest only 1/5 of a percentage of time to get 5 times more returns. 500% returns, even cheating financial company cannot give. Correct? 5% is okay. And what is 5% of your time? Every single day is 1.2 hours. In 24 hours, or if you take your waking up hours, 12 hours, you are talking about half of 1.2 hours. 40 minutes. If you put 40 minutes every day into Toastmasters, you will become beyond world champion. You will probably become champion of Mars, Neptune, Venus, Uranus and all that. That's what you don't need so much more time. And again, it is not that we actually need the specific time. Once you are a speaker, it will keep brewing in your mind. And suddenly you will find something, you will get that idea, you will put that inside. You go for a walk, you will find a new idea coming in and you can actually make the speech better. You try it once, you will find that portion alone. Because you don't do a 7-minute speech in one go. Dominant and competitive.
Sir, how many anecdotes we can add in one speech?
Generally, see, for example, in that example which I gave of my mother, right? That's the only anecdote. On the dog episode, there's only one anecdote. I don't give too many. How do you bring the message out of it? Whereas in my 2013, when I talk about put yourself first, I had 3 anecdotes. My mother, my boss, and then the financial institution. So that way it actually has 3 different things. So it depends on how you the context of the speech. If you are able to get it out of one, minimalistic is better, but if it can justify the speech, it can be very impactful. Yeah.
Sir, how you can overcome the nervousness and let's say if you're preparing for a speech and how often you change your preparation? Maybe it's spontaneous.
Be extremely open to change at any point of time. Because you have to defeat your own mind, right? Because you will think that one particular statement is very good, and then tomorrow if you are not comfortable, the fear happens if you think that if I don't deliver this line, the audience may not like it. It doesn't matter. If you like it, deliver that. If they don't like it in the beginning, it is okay. Because how authentically you deliver that line, and if you are able to drive home that message, people will automatically start liking it. So be open to change even after you have got the speech in full approval from the mentor. If you get a point, be open to change. It's okay. At the most, what will happen, you will fail. The speech will fall. 2014 in Goa, at the district level semi-final, I came number 2. Next day morning, evening 7 o'clock, I gave the number 2 trophy. Next day morning is the finals. You will not believe, I prepared a new speech. Sitting awake the whole night. And because of me, my mentor also didn't sleep. And on the way to there was 40 minutes drive from the hotel to the venue where the conference was happening. At 7:45 or so in the morning in Goa, somewhere on the road I stopped and 4 people were listening to my speech and I gave the speech because that was the only opportunity I had to deliver the speech. The speech was completely new. I gave, I failed. Because in my mind, coming back as number 2 is not going to help. Either I come 1 or number 6, doesn't matter, right? If number 1 will go to the next level. How does it matter that I go and tell them? That's why you will find that in the 2014 final I did not place. If I had used the same speech the next day morning, I would have become number 2 again. I want to take that risk. So I changed the speech completely. And then 4 years later, I won the district level with that speech. But I knew how to develop it. So just be open to change. Listen to your heart. That's very important.
So how do you sort of refigure and change that same script from being the loser script, just the 24 hours that you did, to making it that district level speech. I mean, of course, it's an art, as you rightly say, but if there are some quick pointers.
See, your connect in that speech itself will be very good, right? Because I knew that I created a new speech and my mind itself would have been deceiving. That, okay, will you be able to deliver well and all that. Syncing of that body language and all would not have been there. I would have probably looked very rusty and the pattern of speech would have been simply monologuer and just monotonous delivery and just be giving like an essay. And when you start working on it, when you fine tune certain words and bring in certain commentaries, it can really make you. Now we're showing double red. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmasters, Sridhar, for explaining what all the contest about, and hope will also participate in the contest. And the final one is blue, and blue is more about analytical, and it's an interesting guy. He will direct everything in a informational way, and he believes that silence is not low, because he is an introvert. He always values silence. With that, and I got to know these four behavior, and I started accepting everyone as they are. This is from Surrounded by Idiots book. You can also read that. I would like to control give to presiding officer, Toastmaster Alamolina.
Thank you, fellow Toastmasters and guests, for your patience. We are 15 minutes delayed because of a valid reason. You all know that. Because the flight took off on time, but en route we had so many U-turns as much as possible. I don't want to interrupt the speaker and the questioning, of course, so that's the reason we just overshot on time. Coming back to the first question. Is the journey about excellence? I'm asking the same question again. This is the question I asked in the beginning. Is the journey about excellence?
No.
You all said yes in the beginning.
It's about the journey itself.
It's about the journey itself. This is exactly the person who is lacking during the cricket. I did not know anyone who could teach me how to hold a bat. Today there was someone who could tell you how to talk in front of people. Today there was someone to guide you on how to incorporate life lessons into a story and get out a message out of it. You will be good at doing what you are doing again and again. I was just chasing the ball. I was good at going and collecting the ball. So I became a ball collector. What do you want to become? I leave it to you. One thing about today's meeting that fascinated me was, if you saw both the speakers, they both captivated us. Sneha, the results ready? Could you all, in the meantime, do the polls, please? It's also in the guest group. So one thing about today's speeches, be it Toastmaster Rakshita's speech or be it Toastmaster Vedava's speech, they got life lessons. And this fraternity gives you mentors who will be able to guide you in this journey. You will have directions. And what I personally loved about Vedava's speech was, Vedava, you were just about correct with my age. I'm just 32. Nothing beyond that.
How many years?
Excuse me?
How many years back?
I never say this again and again. I am 32. I leave the rest to you, as Toastmaster Sridhar Ranganathan had just about mentioned. If this is the height that he is talking about, this is the age that I am telling you about. So go ahead with it. One thing about life is, the journey is not about excellence. The journey is about life itself. How do you want to embrace the life that you are leading? It's up to you. Friends and fellow Toastmasters, with this, I'm going to officially conclude this meeting 8:15. Before that, we'd like to have our guest feedback. Can we just change this and have a few of the guest feedback?
As usual, this session was amazing and informative, especially Sridhar sir's speech and the way, I was just thinking about how is my journey going to be in Toastmasters. how am I going to choose my topics, and this is going to help me a lot going forward. So thank you so much. It was a great session.
Thank you. Okay, guests in the last row, can I have one of you answer, please?
Yeah, so I'm already in session in a second time. Since I last time, same here now also. I feel it's good session to have actually. And again, to meet with the respondent people, all of you actually. That's why you can today also. I know I came around 30 minutes late to the session. Since I had some other plans, but since I put myself to come here, that's why I came late, but I understand.
Thank you. Any other guests? Yes.
So this was a wonderful session, I can say, because how you said, like, the flight was taken on time, and we have seen so many U-turns and informative information. This makes me like how I can be a better speaker, and how I could come out of my comfort zone. So let me work on that, and I think this was a helpful session for me. Thank you so much.
Well, would you like to say something now?
Today's session was very engaging, and I congratulate all the spirited speakers. They did an excellent job. And today, this is the first time I'm visiting here. I came to know about this only recently. That's why I thought I would come and personally attend.
Thank you. Thank you. Would you like to say something? Your feedback?
I come here the second time. Like when I come here the first time, I was not okay, so I this time my experience was like very good. I am coming here from Rajasthan, so I wanted to make network and everything. So this is the right platform.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Any other people who want to give feedback?
This was my first session. I was actually able to make some new words from the session. It was very informative and very resplendent session. Thank you.
Okay, with this we'll move on to the results for today's meeting. The best speaker goes to Toastmaster Vedava Krishna. Okay, best table topics goes to guest Abhishek. Best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Sanjay Prasad. Okay, best tag role goes to Roshni. Toastmaster. Best role player goes to Toastmaster Danya. We would like to honor our own club member, Toastmaster Sridhar Ranganathan, for giving us this wonderful session. I hope many of you have been inspired. This is the same message I've been talking for the the last 6 months, okay? Except that what he gave in 40 minutes, I've been talking in 6 months. I told all of them to participate in IEC last year. I told all of them to participate in IEC this year. Last year I was the VP, none of them listened to me. This year I am the president, none of them is listening to me. But this is the reason you need somebody from outside to come and influence you. Correct? I hope everybody got the message. The journey is not about winning. The journey is about you discovering yourself. So I hope many of you who were not willing to participate earlier will now go on participate because of Toastmaster Sridhar Ranganathan. We'd like to... So with this, we adjourn meeting number 815, the bank of this gathering.